The New Zealand Harness Racing Show back for another week. Big thank you to my sponsors in Harness Racing New Zealand, plus also Woodlands Stud, NZB Standardbreds, and Haras Trotteurs. I'm catching up with Craig Heyrick from Invercargill. Firstly, Craig, welcome to Campbell's Comments.
Pleasure to be here, Paul. Thank you.
Whereabouts is Invercargill?
Bottom of the South Island.
Yeah, right down the
bottom of New Zealand. Bottom of the country, bottom of the world. There's probably there's 25 kilometres to Bluff, and you don't go any further.
Yeah, Bluff's the end of it, isn't it?
So, it's as far as I'm aware, it's the most southern racetrack in the country and in New Zealand, obviously, and in the world.
It's a beautiful part of the world. I haven't been down there yet. I'm hoping to get down there for the Southern Red guys early next year, but it just seems such a picturesque and beautiful part of the world.
Oh, it certainly can be. We don't hide the fact we have a few bad days, but it's a good place to live. Great people. 2 hours to Queenstown, and as they say, the further south you come, the friendlier we are.
And you have fair oysters, don't you? Those Bluff oysters go okay, don't they?
I was brought up on them, Paul. The old man was an oysterman for 40 years. So most weekends we had a sack at our place. So, they go real good.
I am looking forward to getting down there, hopefully, and doing a bit more promotion for the Southern Bread. But that's not what we're here to do. We're actually here to promote a very, very big meeting. Before we get too far involved into that, I just want to make sure a couple of things for the guys with NZB going forward with the impressive win the other night of Manhattan for Bob Butt at Auckland or Alexandra Park. Doing a great job, this man, by Better's Light out of What a Woman, bred by Stud Home, Bloodstock and V Purden, and done a great job. Just under $130,000 in stakes, which is incredible for a mare. When a lot of people say there's not a lot of prize money around for the mares in New Zealand, I think that's an enormous amount of money for a mare. It's only won the 9 races.
Yeah, she's had a great season, Paul. She's a very good horse once she gets to the front. And, they haven't been scared to travel. So, it's great awards, and a couple of local boys are in the ownership.
Absolutely. And Bobby Butt doing a great job. When I was over there, 2 times I was over there, terrific for interviews, but also just when I rock up to his stables, just to be so polite to me and talk and give a bit of time. So I really do appreciate it. Okay, Invercargill, a little bit about the track. Craig, what sort of track is Invercargill?
What are we, 1,008 metre track? Beautiful camber on it, that's for sure. And so, a lot of the drivers are always complimentary of our track, and they'll run quick times definitely on Saturday with the class fields we've got as well. Time-wise, our track record, for 2-2, which is probably the most common distance we run in town, they'll go 156 mile rates. That's not bad around a 1,000 metre track.
Traditional track? It hasn't got a third straight or a race back to front?
No. We're a left-handed track with a sizable passing lane. So, I think definitely there has been a leader's bias around Invercargill. There always will be on those smaller tracks when they go so hard. And, so horses run 27 off the front. It's pretty hard to get over the top of that.
No, definitely. What I was going to ask you just then, how many people train at Invercargill? How many resident trainers do you have?
Oh, look, at our Scott Park, which is obviously that's the Invercargill track. What have we got there? We've got probably over 100 horses based that are using the track, and that's obviously we've got some galloping trainers as well. We've got a couple of very good local trainers that are based on the track, and Tyler Dew and Jeremy Douglas, and their teams are just flying at the moment. So they love the surface, and we're a great caretaker. So we're really fortunate.
Being down that far south is what you are. Do you lose many meetings due to weather?
Not the harness.
No,
I don't think I couldn't tell you the last harness meeting that's been cancelled in Southland.
Right.
I'd have to really think. Obviously, we get a few gallops around the country, but even we had a fantastic day on Saturday. They had a big meeting there for the gallopers, and rained on the track, rained on the day, but our caretaker, he does a great job, so had the track just perfect for them the next day.
How many meetings a year do you guys race as a trotting meeting? And then also, how many do you have as gallops?
We've got, I think, 16 in Invercargill. We've got probably another half a dozen affiliated clubs race at Ascot as well. Whereas the galloping, look, they're probably 6 meetings a year.
Yep.
So, and then 30 greyhound meetings on the track as well.
Yep. Cool. So it's a big racing population. I know it's a very big breeding population for standardbreds. Is it a big breeding population for the thoroughbreds?
Hasn't tended to be, no. No. And you only have to look at Western Australia trots. You look at Friday night meeting, and probably 50% of the fields are southern bred,
which is quite. That in itself is quite incredible. I know Cam Bray and James Jennings. I'll get into trouble if I forget the boss. James Jennings are actually in Western Australia at the minute, getting people aware. So they are aware. I've got to do a lot of things. I forgot about this one here. The catalogue is out, and they've got the catalogues in their hands for anyone in Western Australia. Anyone in Australia that's after a catalogue, make sure you get in touch with me, or you can also just get in touch with the guys at NZB. Do have their website up there, but I'm not sure. I'm going to hit this button here, Craig. You never know what will happen. Nope, wrong one. I knew that'd be the case. It always happens to be the wrong one when I push it, but it is nzbstandardbreds.co.nz. I know that for a fact, but that's okay. Okay. Uniquely, you have a big meeting on Sunday. I got the wrong day. Saturday.
4:19 kickoff, I think, from memory.
That's unusual to have a Saturday afternoon harness meeting.
It has been, and obviously their focus has pretty much pushed us to Sundays and during the week, and obviously on the Friday nights, a large meeting night generally with Addington and or Auckland. The target of this date.
So is this the first time you raced on a Saturday?
This meeting, it's a new meeting. We have historically raced in the past, 20, 30 years ago when we used to run these meetings. The Invercargill Cup was always on the Saturday. But through various date changes, the good thing is we're back on the Saturday, and we're really looking forward to it with a huge day planned.
Okay, before we go there, you have a big meeting tomorrow night. I'm going to put this interview up on a Tuesday night. It'll go up very shortly. We're recording a little bit earlier. I think you had 9 races on the Wednesday night meeting.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday.
And good fields, good size fields.
Yeah, they're not bad. Obviously, the numbers are hard at this time at the moment. Excuse me. But we've got I think 9 races tomorrow, and 9, 10, 11 horse fields. So there's a few winners in there, that's for sure. You have a look over here at Australian Harness Racing. They're good size fields. Don't worry about that at all. They are very, very good size fields. Right, so Saturday, as you said, interesting time slot to start, 4:19. So that's going to be 2:19 here in Australia. So we want to make sure people are aware on both sides of the ditch. Got some good racing. Got great prize money though, haven't you, for a start? Yeah, very happy with the prize money. We didn't actually go through this. I'm not sure if there's any horses you want to highlight in some of these lead-up races. Was there any trainers or anyone like that you perhaps wanted to highlight, Craig? Well, I've actually just grabbed the fields, and obviously I do a fair bit of study on these things. So you've got there's good numbers through. Mark Purdon and Hayden Cullen are bringing down a few. That's good. There's 5 Wise Men. He's a very, very good trotter, and I just can't see him beating our David Moss feature. Unfortunately, it's only a 6-horse field. And it's the same thing in the Cup. We've got a 9-horse field, but there's some good quality horses in there. So there's 4 Grand Circuit horses that are at the moment in there. We'll go back just a touch, Craig. We'll just go back to the David Moss. I've got that field up here now in front of us, and I'm going with Waikiwi. Is that how we say the first horse? Waikiwi. Waikiwi. It's a local rugby club, and it's an area, and they've named the horse after the area. They're good supporters. Nathan Williamson, excuse my French. Johnny Dunn taking the drive. Brad Williamson is driving Simone Linden. Twiddly D. Yes. For Blair Orange, Peregrine, and 4 Wise Men with Timmy Williams taking the steer on that horse there. And I think you just said there before about Hayden Cullen, and that'd be right. I'm on the right page. This is actually race number 6. I know that horse is trained differently, but it's a good field of trotters. Just probably a little bit disappointing you only got the 6 runners. Yeah, we had, there was a few plans. Sunday Sun was aiming at the race, but they run into a wee hiccup. And unfortunately, Mataderos, another very good trotter known to the Australians, he's pulled out. Plus, one of obviously the top trainer, and Phil Williamson's headed to Auckland with a couple of his trotters. So, unfortunately, it hasn't stood up, unfortunately, but it's, there's various other options at this time of the year as well. So, look, we're happy with the 6 that we've got. And as I said, I think 5 Wise Men, if you can get $2 for that horse, just keep putting it on.
$30,000 in stakes. It's a terrific race, isn't it? Prize money wise.
Yep.
Main race for the day is the $100,000 Ascot Park Hotel, which I gather is a major sponsor for the club and probably a major visiting place. Would it be as well?
Yeah, it is. They're only probably 500 metres from the track. So I'd say they'll get strongly supported after the last by a lot of the visiting trainers and a lot of the winners wanting to press on and go a bit later into the evening. But they've always been really good, and they've sponsored this race for quite some years for us. So it's great to have them on again.
You got a great field. You must be wrapped. You take the bottom 4 for a start if you like. You got BD Joe, who was just super on Grand Prix day. Krug, who's just he's travelled both sides of the ditch, and then Self Assured and Spankum. Those horses stand up themselves. Henry Hubert was good on Grand Prix day, I thought, running 5th. He was terrific for John and Jenna Dunn, I think. And RJ, I'll be in trouble if I forget RJ's name. You get into trouble for those things, I must say. Telo Toll, I don't know a lot about this horse, and Robbins Playboy, and actually even McAndrew Aviator. I don't know a lot about all 3 of those, Craig.
Yeah, well, Taylor Toll's actually, he's the sort of horse that you don't want him sitting outside you because he'll just keep on rolling the same sections. He'd be an absolute perfect horse for us, some of the Australians. Robbins Playboy, look, led up. It did run in the last New Zealand Cup last year. So very good standing start horse. McAndrew Aviators, he was in the Cup and appeared through the Cup days. He's a local, and he's probably the strongest local we've got. And Sandwave just run 3rd last week in the New Zealand Derby. So, those horses off the front, they're all handy horses. They will run them along. So, I think, it's just not going to be a gift for the back markers. But, so it'll be nice. It'll be lovely to get a local actually in there. But I'm a gambling man. I'm going BD Joe, Paul.
I actually purposely left Sandwave to last. Don't you worry. Don't worry about that. The what do they call them? Nude at 10? Syndicate?
They're not scared to have a run round.
Yeah, no, they're a lot of fun. I met them on Grand Prix day. They bring up the atmosphere, and a lot of those are locals, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. There's a good syndicate of them. Nathan put a couple of his owners together and went and bought a ready-made horse from Simon Adlam up in Ashburton. And they've had a great run, and he's a nice horse. He's a nice horse.
He was great running. He was a great run in the Derby.
Yeah, there's no reason why he couldn't run a place.
No, definitely not. I would imagine because they're locals, that's probably why Nath's put him in this race.
Yes, certainly. It's a race that all the local trainers always focus on, and the fact that it's $100,000 just makes and being a handicap, it just makes it an event that's going to be well patronised, and it's always good to hand over that big cup.
I encourage anyone that's at the club, get around these guys, because I know before the Derby they were singing, "We're going to win the Derby." That's all they kept singing every time they got beers, or once the Derby was over, they're going to win the Cup. And then someone said, hang on, we can go to the race. So then they're going to win the race. And then someone said about this Cup. So then it went back to they didn't care what they were chanting as long as they kept chanting something, and they were so positive and so much fun, which is what our sport needs.
Oh, look, they're good for the industry, but I think, no harm in being positive, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. What about the rest of the card? What's the highlight for the rest of the card? We talk about the 2 main races, but you've got a really strong field. I love the depth in your field. You've got a couple of 14-horse fields there. I just love having that many horses going around.
Yeah, like we've got, there was a couple of local, I suppose they're rising 3-year-olds, but they're still late 2-year-olds. And we've got one down here called Captain Tom, and it just could not be more impressive when it won its first up race at Winton last week. So, there's really nice horses against it, but I'd be surprised if it just doesn't, deal to them again, to be honest.
What race is he in?
The other race.
What race was he
Sorry,
in?
Paul?
What race was he in, Craig?
Oh, he's in the 8th race. That's a 2-year-old Colts and Geldings.
Yep.
And I'd be remiss of myself to basically not the second tier trotters in race 9. That's a really strong field of 10 trotters, and obviously we're hoping that our wee one goes pretty well in that as well. So hopefully it'd be nice to have a win on my own day.
I'm trying to. Which one's yours, Craig?
Mini McGugan, we trotter.
Mini McGugan.
Race 9, horse 6, Paul.
You don't train them or drive them yourself?
Oh, no, you leave that to the best. Matty, my good mate, basically, he's the driver, and Jeremy Douglas, whose team's flying at the moment. I think Jeremy's had about his last 10 starters or 11 starts, had about 7 wins. So he's the trainer, he's a local trainer, and doing an incredible job.
Matty does a great job too, doesn't he? He keeps getting winners all the time.
Yeah, he's pretty honest, Matty. He's aggressive, and that's what you've got to be in this game if you want to go forward.
Is it?
You want to make a dollar, go forward.
He likes to be in front. I've noticed that.
Hey, better to be in front and stopping than running last, and running on for 5th. The punters like to have a show, that in Australia.
One thing I know about you Kiwis, you won't have just a race meeting planned. What else you got planned on the day leading into it, Craig?
We have fashion in the field. We've got a giveaway holiday to Malulabar.
I should have come back for fashions on the field.
Yeah, it's for ladies only, so you'd have to put the leotards on.
Not happening.
So we've got that. We're giving away a $1,000 punt on the cup itself. So losing tickets will go into a draw.
Right, we're back. Sorry about that. We had a slight little audio issue, but we're just saying there before, Craig, about what's planned on the day. You've got quite a few activities planned there, including $1,000 bet on the cup and a few other activities.
Yep. Fashion in the field for the ladies, Paul. We've got some good sponsors that come on board for that, and we've also got a trip to Malulabar for a family, and another great sponsor in Art Shirley from one of the local holiday camps has donated $1,000 towards the travel. So there's options there. So it'll be good.
No, everyone gets behind it, and that's what you want. You want the whole community involved. We were saying there that Marquee's tents set up around, because it is a shared race course. You'll have tents set up for a long way around.
We do right down the straight. So just past the winning post. So we've got big numbers booked already on the day. So we're hoping to, who knows, could be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 on course. That's at least the plan. So just hope the weather plays its part.
Yeah, well, definitely. What is the forecast like?
It's been pretty good all week, so hopefully it just continues. But you can never rely on our weather forecast. Often it's meant to be crap, and it's a great day. So
It's very Arctic here. Don't worry about that. I think you're going pretty good. Like, I got a puffer jacket on inside at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's ridiculous. So that does annoy me. Craig, I want to say thank you. We've had just a couple of little technical issues just towards the end there with the audio, but I want to say thank you. I want to say good luck to you too, because I know it's the first time that the Cup's been. It's a group race, which has got to be so exciting for you guys.
Oh, look, it's Group 1.
Group 1, yeah.
That's as good as you get. So,
I didn't have a bit of paper in front of me.
Yeah, well, that's the first time we've ever had a Group 1 in Southland.
Yep. Yeah. So that's got to be exciting. That has to be so exciting. Yeah, definitely. So that is terrific, and I think well done to you. And well done for Harness Racing New Zealand as well. They look after me. There's no problems there. But giving you guys right down there a Group 1 race must be a great fillet for the trainers and something for them to eye off, like we were saying there before. Nathan Williamson putting a 3-year-old in there. I reckon that's got to have a little bit of allure to it as well, that Group 1 status.
Oh, for sure. It's the pinnacle to line up in a Group 1. We had our horse basically line up and won 3 weeks ago. So, a lot of people race the horses the whole life and just don't get that opportunity. No. So to have one on the back door, well, that's just fantastic.
No, definitely. One more thing before I do let you go. No, it's still that wrong website. I'll tell you, there it is there. Gavel House. Oh, that's a wrong one as well. Now I've got it. Don't worry. You're going to watch this and you're going to go, oh my, Craig's going to be like.
Don't worry, I've got them across my screen.
the Gavel House lasts for 2022, the last of the Gavel House. Entries close tomorrow, 10 p.m, the 14th of December. So make sure if you're going to advertise a horse and you want to move a horse on before the end of the year, get involved with Gavel House, and that'll be the 14th of December. And that sale will go through till the 21st, Wednesday the 21st at 7 p.m. You go to standardbred.gavelhouse.com to be able to enter there, but also keep an eye on the website. And of course, Gavel House do a great job. There's plenty of great stories coming out of Gavel House. So we'll say a big thank you to those guys, plus all my other sponsors. But Craig, first and most of all, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for putting up the little technical issues we've had midway through, and I really appreciate the time. And good luck to the club both tomorrow night and also on Saturday.
Thanks very much, Paul. We really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we'll get lots of that Australian dollars bet on our meeting as well.
That's what
Throw it on BD Joe, I think, in the cup.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I like him. So, and a little bit of a changing of the guard, actually, there. It's just been posted on the New Zealand website that Hayden Cullen's leaving and is actually going to the BD Joe camp. So going to be a massive change for the season. It'll be the last time you'll get the Purden Cullen name down there. So you might have to frame one of those pictures or something if they happen to get the jockeys.
Well, I think they'll be back in some sort of capacity. Don't worry about that, Paul. They've always been very good supporters of down south. And you have to look at all those horses that have been running around the country. Most of them visited Invercargill last season. No,
it could be some exciting names attached with the Purden camp going forward. So I think it's going to be very good for New Zealand racing, full stop. Greg, thanks for joining me. And thank you to everyone, as I said, for watching the New Zealand show. And good luck on the weekend. I might even touch base with you early next week. We might do a quick recap even over the weekend and just how everything went on for you, Craig. But thanks very much and good luck to the club.
Thank you very much, Paul. Have a great day.